Hello viewers, Masquera say Salibonani, Ama Zimbabwe, Ama here. Very good evening to you Zimbabweans. Welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network, where we give you the latest trending news in the nation of Zimbabwe. So it is very important for us to continue speaking much about what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe, especially what is happening in the political fraternity. So Proffesor Jonathan Moyo has been on an overdrive where he is attacking President Nelson Chamisa and Citizens Coalition for Change left, right, and center. And the team or the supporters of Advocate Nelson Chamisa went on to propose that Proffesor Jonathan Moyo becomes a candidate in the upcoming ZANU PF Congress, because the constitution of ZANU PF allows every ZANU PF member to contest for any position. So if you are a ZANU PF member, you can contest to become a president, you can contest to whatever position which is being contested. So they have their elective congress in October. And Proffesor Jonathan Moyo has been advised to say, you always talk about structures, you always talk about constitutionalism. Can you go to ZANU PF or your party and contest for the presidency, since there is a constitution which allows you to do so, since there are structures which were in support of you before November 2017? Can you go and contest and become the ZANU PF president? And he complained so much, and I'm going to put the statement here. He went on to say, surely we can differ on issues without resorting to dirty tactics. This is unfair. CCC poster, which impersonates me to subliminally impact. That is okay. Let me wait. Impact public opinion is completely unacceptable and possibly criminal. It is outside the bounds of common decency, and God is certainly not in it. So this is Proffesor Jonathan Moyo, and he was responding to the poster. I have put the poster in the community section. If you check in the community section, I put the pictures there, the screenshots and the poster. Yakonzeresa kuti Proffesor Jonathan Moyo vabude vachichema kuti zvamuri kuita is unfair. So he sees how unfair it is when it is about him. When he is told to respect the constitution of ZANU PF, go and contest against Mnangagwa, he resorts to all sorts of accusations and akuchema musoro pangu kuti aiwa mungambondidaro komana. So Team Zimbabwe, this is the importance of unity. When you are united as a team, and when you use social media wisely, you can actually see that it sends a clear message, because you cannot just let people send their own narratives. And the narrative right now is John Zofo president, and that narrative yaita kuti mukomana ange achivava, mukomana ange achichema. So the statement is scrolling right on the screen there. It's for you to read and tell us your opinion. What do you think about this statement from Proffesor Jonathan Moyo? Do you think it's proper for us to continue and say John Zofo president, or tiri kufanira kumira since he has said it is criminal to do so? I don't know it is criminal, likely criminal how. I don't know what you think about this whole issue. You need to speak. That statement is on the screen, and the pictures I've put them in the community section on this platform for you to be able to see them. So the message is so clear to the regime. Enough is enough. They've abused us for too long, and it is our time to retaliate. This is the moment. We need to use whatever tools which are in our disposal. And right now, at our disposal, we have social media. And that is very important. We have unity. And that is very important. We have numbers on our side. That is very important. Let's continue to use what we have to make sure that we defend our own struggle, to make sure that we send a clear narrative to ZANU PF and its surrogates that we are not going to let them do whatever they want. We are not going to let them dictate how we must do our things, how we must do our politics. We have leaders. The reason why we put leaders on the forefront is because those leaders should show us the direction. So I'm going to find the definition of a leader so that the ZANU PF people gets to understand why we cannot do what they want. We do things according to our own way. So I want to get the correct definition of a leader here, so that we know why we have Advocate Nelson Chamisa on the forefront. It's not for Jonathan Moyo to come and tell us what is good for us or what to do or what to say. So, Team Zimbabwe, leader definition, yes. So I'm going to define it so that we know. A leader is the person who leads or command a group, organization, or a country. A leader is a person who leads, who commands a group, organization, or a country. So, mutungamiriri is the person anenge ari pamberi achitungamirira vanhu, giving commands. And when you are given a command by a leader, it's because there is wisdom in that command. It's because there is intelligence around that command. So we cannot go and listen to somebody who is not our leader when we have a leader who is Advocate Nelson Chamisa. The reason why Jonzo is angry is because he wanted to infiltrate, he wanted a position. But at this juncture, coming 2023, it is clear. Advocate Nelson Chamisa has been clear. We are not just going to dish positions kuti Jonzo wakatibatsira pa campaign ochigaro icho, ningi wakanga uripo ochigaro icho. No. If President Nelson Chamisa sees it fit to give me a position, I will take it if I know that I am competent or if I know that I will deliver. But even if I'm very wise and I believe that I can deliver, if President Nelson Chamisa decides not to give me a position, that is his discretion as a leader. It is his discretion to see somebody who is better than me. I have to accept that, yes, I might be good, but there are some people who are better than me. But people like Jonathan Moyo will never accept that. They believe that they are the best. They believe that the term professor makes them the best and the untouchables of this world. Yet there are things which we know, which they don't know. There are things which we know better than people like Jonathan Moyo. He is a professor, yes, but that doesn't make him a person who knows everything. So you can be a professor, but you're a professor of propaganda. And somebody can be a professor, but be a professor of development. And Jonathan Moyo is a professor of propaganda, not a professor of anything meaningful. He has been on the side of propaganda since the 1970s. Jonathan Moyo has been leading the propaganda machinery. He was leading the propaganda machinery for Stole before he dumped him and ran away to America with the pictures and photos which they were supposed to present. He was a chief propagandist. He came back in the 90s. He began his propaganda. In the 2000s, he continued with his propaganda. Right now, we want to come and join Nelson Chamisa's government and lead the same propaganda. And this is Advocate Nelson Chamisa, because we are not going to tolerate that, because the only thing Jonathan Moyo knows is to do propaganda. So the new government of Advocate Nelson Chamisa, it does not have any basis on propaganda. It is a government which is going to deal with facts, which is going to deal with the reality, which is going to deal with the service delivery. So Advocate Nelson Chamisa is going to select a team of competent people Those people are supposed to submit their credentials to him or to the people. They are supposed to go through an interview to show how they are going to deliver, to give us their policy position for the next 5 years. If you are a minister of finance, tell us how you are going to restructure the economy of Zimbabwe in the next 5 years. Tell us how you are going to do it. If you meet an obstacle, tell us how you are going to overcome those obstacles. That is the kind of recruitment we are going to have. If you want to be a Minister of Agriculture, tell us how you are going to transform the Ministry of Agriculture, the agricultural aspect in Zimbabwe. How are you going to do it? Tell us the kind of team you require and give us time frames. Give us the results which you are expecting. And you must have plan B. If that fails, what is your plan B? That is the kind of people we want. So to find those people, we don't find them on Twitter. We don't find them on Facebook or on YouTube. We find them by them submitting presentations. So you are not just going to come and say, this is what I will do. You will come to demonstrate to us. You will be in a situation where we are quizzing you, asking you questions. How are you going to do it? And Jonathan Moyo does not fit in that criteria because what he knows is propaganda. He knows nothing else except propaganda and the use of state machinery. But with Advocate Nelson Chamisa, he needs a fresh team, a team which was not there, a team which does not have a bad past history. Jonathan Moyo if Jonathan Moyo is not guilty, why is it that he is running away? Why is it that he is running away? Why can't he just come and stand trial? It's because he knows very well that he committed a crime. So running away it shows that you committed a crime. Because you cannot claim ZANU PF yakanaka, yet you are running away from the same ZANU PF system. So if you are running away from the same ZANU PF system, you are in agreement with us that ZANU PF is a bad government. And a bad government cannot be approached tichishandisa strategies akudara. So Anzi it's awesome again. That's my friend Johnson Disho. Leave tribalism. My friend, this is not tribalism, my friend. This is not tribalism. I didn't say Ndebele people here. You have to leave the Ndebele people outside this issue because I don't believe that even Ndebele people agree with Jonathan Moyo. We have people like Washman Ngube. He is Ndebele and he is the vice president of the Citizen Coalition for Change. I'm not mentioning him. I'm not attacking any tribe here. Attacking Jonathan Moyo Shamwari is not attacking any tribe. It's like attacking Emerson Mnangagwa. Can we say, if people say Emerson Mnangagwa atazotungamira, can we say it's tribalism? Can you respond, Asa? Can we safely say the people who are attacking Emerson Mnangagwa are tribalists? If you say Johnson Dizo, yes, Kwauri, but if CCC we are saying Johnson is a used dingy. And we are not going to tolerate people like Jonathan Moyo. They don't have anything to offer. We have a lot of young people with ideas. A lot of young people with ideas. I interact with the different young people every day. It's just unfortunate that sometimes they can't come here because of bad network challenges, and some of them, they don't have data to come here. And network is always doing whatever. But we have brilliant young people. One day, you will begin to appreciate the kind of young people we have in Zimbabwe. You know what? To prove that Jonathan Moyo is nothing, when they were in power, we were asking time without numbers to sit down with them, have seminars with them. They refused. Same with Emerson Mnangagwa right now. We were asking, can President Mnangagwa call for a seminar? Inenge ina Johnny Mangujga, inenge ina Mtuli Ngube, isu toenda kasema youth toenda tonovabvunza mibvunzo ivo president vacho varipo, and see if that government will survive for hours. It won't, because we'll expose them. We will ask them real questions which they cannot answer, because we'll come with evidence. We'll come with facts and ask them, leaders, you are saying A, B, C, D, but you are going against what you are saying. And we'll be providing evidence. They can't hold the seminars with us because they know very well that we'll ask them questions which they can't answer. Go to America, go to other European countries. They call young people, they sit down with young people, and they have interactions with young people. That is what we want. We cannot have young people who go to interact with leaders outside Zimbabwe, but you cannot interact with your leaders here in Zimbabwe. Emerson Mnangagwa went to Davos, and when he was in Davos, he took his ZANU PF people and called them. And at a certain point, somebody suggested that must pay $50. Those are the people who are running Wachida. This is what we are saying. Why should you go to Dubai? Why should you go to Switzerland for you to hold interactions with young people? Why least we are here in Zimbabwe? Here in Zimbabwe, where we just need the 50 cents to go to town and 50 cents to come back home. We just need you to come and present yourself so that we ask you questions. They can't. But you will see that the government of Advocate Nelson Chamisa is going to be different, because he is going to accept questions. He is going to accept criticism. That is how you shape your government. When people criticize you, they point out where you are doing it wrong. And when they are pointing it where you are doing it wrong, you correct. You correct. So there are a lot of people, you cannot tell us that Jonathan Moyo is doing anything, and you cannot tell us that Jonathan Moyo is of value. What value does Jonathan Moyo brings to a new government? He will come, we will give him a ministerial post. What else? Twitter say, why can't we try new people like Wopo Chingono to give him the ministerial post of being the Minister of Information? Why can't we? Why can't we? Why can't we have experienced journalists to lead the Ministry of Information? Jonathan Moyo is not an experienced journalist. He's just a professor of propaganda, nothing else. Proffesor Jonathan Moyo vakaita. Where give us the achievements of Proffesor Jonathan Moyo? Tell us, except for propaganda. Tell us. They have no achievements, these guys. So we need people with achievements, people who know how to run corporates, people with experience in corporate governance, people with experience in different fields. So we are not going to say, Iwewe says very eloquent, we are going to give you a Minister of Agriculture. No. We are going to look into ideas. What ideas do you have which are going to transform the Ministry of Agriculture? And we are going to compare those ideas to somebody's ideas and somebody's ideas. So we are going to put you on a scale to say these are 5 people who want to be ministers of agriculture or permanent secretaries in the Ministry of Agriculture. How are you going to do it? They present their ideas. Then we take the best person who understands how to implement those ideas. That is how we are going to develop. So we will need a leader, somebody who is going to be able to listen, somebody who is able to take criticism, somebody who is able to make sure that he adopts other ideas from other people. That is what we need. Not the people like Jonathan Moyo. They are arrogant. You cannot tell him anything. Right. So you can actually see that this is a good defense mechanism by the CCC members. We cannot afford to have people like Jonathan Moyo dictating what we should do, how we should do it. No, we are not going to tolerate that. We are not. We are not going to be told what to do by people who were failing Zimbabwe for the past 20-something years, for the past 42 years. They have been failing Zimbabwe. And you expect us to go with them. Honorable Tendai Biti was tried and was tested. And whenever you hear Honorable Tendai Biti speaking, what he speaks comes true. It's because he is knowledgeable about what needs to be done. He does have the necessary experience to run the pace of the country. He does have the necessary information to run the pace of the country. Look, when he is debating in parliament, he goes on critical issues and he addresses critical issues. Mutuli Ngube is advised by Honorable Tendai Biti each and every time to say, Mutuli, what you have done will result in A, B, C, D. This is what is going to happen as the result of your policy. Mutuli Ngube will not take a heed of that advice, and he goes on to fail. Go on to Mutuli Ngube's policies. They failed, and Tendai Biti was proven right. Every time Tendai Biti speaks, he is proven right. Why? It's because he understands how the economy should function. He understands how things should be run. He understands how corporate governance should be done. Because he is doing it already. He is in the field running a corporate which is very, very successful. So you can actually see that Advocate Nelson Chamisa is an experienced citizen. When he gets into government, he knew what was important when he had his role. He knew what was important and he dealt with those things instantly. In a few weeks, vanapedza kutenga line nemombe nhasi. In next week, takanotenga maline $10. Mwedzi wakatera wacho tikanomatenga $1. It happened. Vanhu vatopedza kutenga maline nemombe. Hapana kutora mwedzi, takanomatenga nema$10. Hapana kupera umwe mwedzi ndobva tatanga kutenga maline $1. Buying a line. Saka just put it into context. Let's say a cow is costing $300. That is a cow, $300. And within months, something which was costing $300 is now costing $1. In a few months, it takes leadership to put the necessary things in place to make sure that everybody benefits. People could afford to buy handsets, but they couldn't afford to buy a single SIM card. Why? There was no leadership. But when leadership came with Advocate Nelson Chamisa, lines were now being afforded by anybody. Anybody could afford a line. Anybody could afford a cell phone. In a few months, cell phone companies were able to build my booster, to install my booster everywhere. And in a few months, network connectivity was improved. It was improved. So just imagine if Advocate Nelson Chamisa or the team Yana Tendai Biti had continued to this day, Tingadai Tiripapi, if they fixed the things in a few weeks, Tingadai Tiripapi right now, years after the GNU, Tingadai Papi. That is what you are supposed to ask yourself. If Morgan Tsvangirai had begun to lead in 2013 on his own with his own team, that is Zimbabwe iri papi right now. Daitiri kure. Why? Everything was solved during GNU. Sanctions were there. To an extent where Morgan Tsvangirai said sanctions have overstayed, remove the sanctions. But the economy was performing. The same sanctions are there, but the economy is no longer performing. Why? It is an issue of leadership. Leadership is an ability to command a team, to lead a team. You must have that ability. The guys we have don't have that ability. Why? That is the reason why Lachiba. That is the reason why vachiba. They don't even respect him. That is the reason why vachiba. One sign to show that they don't respect their leaders is the stealing and looting. That is a sign. They don't respect their leadership. So you can actually see that we don't need people who are here for positions. We need people who are here for a better Zimbabwe. Myself, when I come out, I don't come out because I am expecting a leadership position. I am coming out because I want a better Zimbabwe, a functional Zimbabwe, where I can do business. Where ndikarima inini, ndinoda kuti ndarima, ndowana proceeds of my sweat. If I invest my money, I need returns. And when I don't get returns after working, it means I need leadership. I need leadership because I have lost so many opportunities due to this government. Just imagine you have saved $8,000 US. You have an aim. There is something you want to start. And you are saying, if I can raise 10,000 USD, I can start this project and it will be viable. Then when you are at 8,000 saving, somebody just comes and robs the entire banking sector and robs the entire nation. Our savings were lost. Wangai wewe une 100,000 US. Uyawakasiya ku Zimbabwe and you went to UK. Right now, that 100,000 was eroded. Right now, yakatodyiwa nema bank charges amusina kwane minus in your bank account. If you put your money in a bank right now, it does not get any interest. It doesn't get any interest. These are the things we always talk about. These are the issues we always address and say, guys, this is the reason why we need new leadership, not the past tense. Yana Jonathan Moyo. That is the past tense. They had their opportunity, they failed to utilize it. Let's have our own opportunity. Let's have a moment where we are going to have our young people getting into power, getting into positions, beginning to implement their ideas. So do you believe that Jonathan Moyo, even if you are to appoint him a minister, do you believe that no, nobody can do that because he is arrogant. He can't be told anything by anybody. But look at people like Honorable Tendai Biti. He is older than Nelson Chamisa, but he listens to Nelson Chamisa. Look at people like Proffesor Jonathan Moyo. He is older than Nelson Chamisa, but he listens to Nelson Chamisa. Why? They understand that he is the leader. He is there to lead. He is a visionary. They understand that. So who is going to tolerate somebody who is not respecting our own leader? Who is not respecting somebody who is carrying our vision? Oh, that is not going to happen. If you disrespect our leader, we are not going to respect you. Honestly speaking, we are not going to respect you. So, Team Zimbabwe, I don't know what you think, but Jonathan Moyo, I believe that he is lost. He's a bitter man. He thought that he was going to get another position. He thought he was going to get another opportunity. Jonathan Moyo was pushing for the ouster of Proffesor Jonathan Moyo. That is the honest truth. That is what he was pushing for. Why? He wanted that position. He knew that if Proffesor Jonathan Moyo is pushed out, he will be the face of Matabeleland then. And he will take that position. He is not even happy by the readmission of Thokozani Kope. He is not happy. So you can actually see that what he wanted was to become the vice president of Zimbabwe. That is what he wanted. But we already have capable hands, people who are capable to take such a position of becoming a vice president. Jonathan Moyo can never be a vice president of Zimbabwe. He can't. We cannot have him as a VP of Zimbabwe because Mashinani Ganzake, he will begin to destroy the organization from the within. He will begin to sabotage the government from within. Holding a very powerful position such as the VP, he will begin to destroy everything. You will never succeed with people like him. So this is the reason why you have seen Advocate Nelson Chamisa. He has decided to say no structures. Why is he saying so? It's because he wants competent people to have an advantage. When the time comes to choose leadership, competent people will be invited. And people will go for interviews. People will go and sit down and present their ideas. And they will be appointed according to competence or according to their knowledge or according to their plans, not according to wangori champion yakaita say on and I notice Nick Mangwana akanga Murakashi, chief Murakashi. He knew how to rakasha Nick Mangwana, but he was employed on a very important portfolio of becoming the spokesperson of the government. So because of his incompetence in terms of corporate governance, he is continuing being a spokesperson of ZANU PF instead of being a spokesperson of the country. This is the reason why you see George Charamba. He comes out times without numbers to speak government position. George Charamba should speak the president's position, but George Charamba comes to speak the government's position. Why? Nick Mangwana is failing to do so. Instead of him speaking the government's position, he is speaking party position. He is doing politics instead of doing what he was employed to do, that is to speak on behalf of the government. We must know to separate ZANU PF and government, but they have failed to separate themselves. They have failed to know their responsibilities and their roles. And these are the same Kabawiyana, Jonathan Moyo, and Nick Mangwana, because they worked under Jonathan Moyo. It's just that Wakangozoita fall out. But people like Nick Mangwana, they worked with Jonathan Moyo, they worked under Jonathan Moyo. They were trained by Jonathan Moyo. And you can see the mess they're doing. Today, Nick Mangwana will say, More Blessing Ali was not abducted. Tomorrow, Nick Mangwana will come and say that Nyanga boy, ZANU PF boy, was abducted. Do you have proof? No. Now that the boy has come back, what do you have to say? He's quiet. So, you can actually see that we are being led by incompetent people, clueless people without ideas. These are the people who are leading us right now. And they have their remnants who ran away just because they are in fear of the crimes they committed. So these same people who don't want to come back to Zimbabwe, who are afraid of the government which is there, they want to tell those who are in Zimbabwe, who are enough to be in Zimbabwe. So that is question number one. Proffesor Jonathan Moyo, why are you afraid of Emmerson Mnangagwa? And why do you believe that you can tell Nelson Chamisa what to do when yourself can't face Emmerson Mnangagwa? It means Advocate Chamisa should employ his own strategy So I'm very sorry. I lost my signal. It's because I overstayed here. I was supposed to have a few minutes, but I overstayed. So please, Team Zimbabwe, hit the subscribe button, and also don't forget to turn on the notification bell. So just in conclusion, Jonathan Moyo is somebody we